What's up, you guys, and welcome back to our channel. It is January the 1st, 2019. Like, can you guys believe that we made it to 2019? Enough in itself. A round of applause for us actually making it into 2019. Today is my first day of actually being self-employed. Well, it's a holiday, so tomorrow will be the first day. But nonetheless, I'm excited about 2019. I'm excited about what it holds for myself, what it holds for you guys, and just everybody that's involved with this channel. I pray that your 2019 be the best year that you've ever had. So with that said, the first budget of the year is going to actually be a budget video. Like, how ironic is that to actually start off our year with a actual budget video? When I was making the video yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Transparent Tuesday, and it's like the first budget video of the year is a budget video. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, that's so ironic, right? But it's like, it's to set the tone of the year. It's really a great video for us to actually start off with a budget video. So for those of you who are actually wanting to transition into private practice, or you actually wanting to transition into your own business, but you're having problem with finances, well, this is the video for you. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to talk about actual finances and actually my journey with my finances. Like, I know I did a budget with me video last month at the beginning of December, but I realized that I never really talked about my journey and how I actually started budgeting. Like, you guys, a budget is one of the key things that you need when you're trying to be your own boss, when you're trying to leave your job and go to entrepreneurship full-time. Like, you have to be a good steward. Even the Bible speaks of us being a good steward over the money that we have. And if you're not, and if you're struggling with it, you're gonna struggle. Like, if you don't understand, a lot of us was not taught how to budget money. And that's the problem. Like, we weren't taught how to budget money. We weren't taught how to deal with money. We were not taught the impacts of our bad decisions with money. Like, we were just, here you go, boom, you just out there. So it's like, you have to learn. I know I had to learn as an adult how to actually budget money, how to actually shift my mind frame with the way I was thinking towards money. And so that's what I want to actually help you guys to do, is to actually shift your mind frame from how you handle money now to actually started thinking about how to save money, how to manage your money, how to start building generational wealth. That's the problem. Like, we don't have the generational wealth, and the Bible speaks of that a man shall leave an inheritance for his children, okay? So that should be my grandchildren that I should have an inheritance for. And so that's the journey that I'm on now. I'm on the journey of building generational wealth, and I want to get to a point to where, if not with me, my children, that my generation, my legacy, we don't have to fill out job application unless we have to. That's how serious I am about this. I feel like that if anybody else can do it, why can't I do it? Like, I serve the same God that everybody else serve, okay? I same to serve God that TD Jake served, and he's just blessing him with an abundance of things and stuff like that, of that nature. And not necessarily just things, you guys, but health, and all these other kind of things. So that's where I'm at with the whole budget stuff and things. That's my whole little rant. But I want to talk about my journey, like how I actually got into the whole journey budgeting thing. It started back in 2014. Yeah, 2014. I had decided in about January or February that I wanted to purchase a house. At the time, I was about, how old was I? About 25, 26, up in the area. And I wanted to purchase a house because I was like, it's time for me to purchase a house, right? And so it was about January, February, and I had, it was me and some other ladies at work. We had went to the VOA, Volunteers of America, home buying process the year before. So, I felt like I was ready then to actually purchase a home. So I actually, my coworker at the time, shout out to Miss Deborah, she was like, "Oh, I know this realtor." And so I was like, okay. So she hooked me and my other coworker up at the time, Whitney, up with this realtor. So we went to go see the lady. Her name is Ruth. And so we was telling her that we wanted to buy a home. Mind you, we were young females. So she was like, okay, so we started the whole home buying process then. So we she hooked us up with a broker. So we got pre-approved for at the time I got pre-approved for, I was at my old job, I got pre-approved for $106,000. No, I got pre-approved for more than that. I think it was $110,000. Yeah, I got approved for $110,000 for a house, right? And so I was like, ooh, okay. No, it wasn't 110, it was 125. I got approved for $125,000 loan. I was like, oh, okay. So we're starting in February, like we going hard looking at houses. And so I'm the type of person, I was single. And like I didn't want to cut grass. So I was like, I need a townhouse. I don't know about nobody else, but I need a townhouse where I don't have to do grass or anything like that. So the first house that I went to, and mind you, you guys, I wasn't budgeting it at all. So I went to the first house, the top of the top. I was like, oh, the woman, she showed me a house. I was in love. A house for $125,000. I was in love. Let's go ahead and put a bid into it and all this other kind of stuff. And so I called the broker and I was like, hey, look, I found a house. And so he was like, okay. And I actually thank God for this broker in retrospect and stuff like that. So we were talking, and so he was like, Danielle, his name is John Singleton. Yeah. He's out of Lafayette. He was like, how much is the house? And so I was like, the house is $125,000. And so he was like, I'm not gonna try to tell you what to do, but I know that you're young, and he said, I want to give you some big brother fatherly advice. And I was like, what? I'm good. He was like, I don't want you to get the top of your price range. He was like, because you're going to be house poor. And I was like, what you mean? You said that I can afford $125,000 house. That's what you give me the pre-approval for, right? And so he was like, I may have gave you a pre-approval for $125,000 house, but let's really break down how much you're going to be paying and how much you can actually afford and things of that nature. He was like, you're paying rent here. He was like, your rent is going to almost double when you're buying this house, because you're getting it at the top of your market of your price. And so he was like, think about insurance, think about escrow. I mean, he broke it down, and I actually thank God for him that actually God put him in a place to where he can actually break it down. And I was like, I can't afford $1,000 mortgage. And he was like, well, then you need to get a cheaper house. No, the mortgage was $1,200, $1,200 to $1,300. I said, I can't afford that. He was like, you need to get a cheaper house. And I was like, okay. So we went back to the drawing board and we started searching for more houses. And so at that time, it was probably about the end of, it was going into March. And so I was talking to my dad. I was like, yes, I'm buying a house. I was so excited. And so he was like, have you heard of Dave Ramsey? And I was like, oh, I've never heard of Dave Ramsey. And so he was like, I want you to listen. So he was going through Financial Peace University at his church. And so he was like, here's these pack of CDs. He was like, this guy has really helped me with their budget and all this other kind of stuff. Because my dad was like, do you have an emergency fund? I was like, no. I got savings, but the savings is going to be down payment for the house. And so he was like, no. He was like, listen to these CDs and stuff like that. I listened to the CDs in probably I want to say about 4 days, and that's all it took. I was hooked. When I say I literally was hooked on budgeting, on trying to have financial peace and all of this. So the first step was actually getting $1,000 emergency fund. I did that because I had already had a savings. So I took my emergency fund of $1,000 and I put it in a separate bank from my regular funds, right? I put it in a bank that was 20 miles away from me, that I had when I was in college, that I had no debit card and that I had no checks to. So it wasn't easily accessible. So I put it way down there, and it's really because to help me with saving, because who's going to travel 20 plus miles just to go to the bank to get $50 out? So I put it way down there, and it was good. So I was still going through the home buying process, so I went out for another house. This house was like 105. So I was like, okay, I can go for this 105. And so it fell through because it couldn't pass the inspection. Then I went out for another house that was $70,000, right? But it was a fixer-upper. That fell through. So now I'm just like totally discouraged, and I am just done. I am disgusted with the house buying process, and this is in March, right? Towards the end of March. So I just started focusing on paying off my debt. I told the realtor, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to continue with the whole home buying process right now. Maybe it's the Lord telling me that I actually just need to wait. And truthfully, the house that I really wanted, the house that I'm in now, it wasn't even on the market. Like, she had showed it to me because she lived in the same townhouses that we live in. She was like, this house isn't on the market yet. She showed it to me like this was the second house that I saw, and I walked in, I was like, oh my God, I'm in love. But she was like, it's not on the market. This house didn't come on the market until May, and I had looked at this house in February, like towards the end of February, but it wasn't on the market. So I'm like, I want a house, whatever. And so I go through it, and so in March I just stopped looking. And so I started paying off debt. And so at this time I was working at a what I was working for. I was working full-time, and I was working part-time, and I was going to people's houses and things of that nature. And so I was driving back, and I was on I-220, because like when I used to go to these people, it was an older people houses that I would go to, and then I would just sit down, talk to I'm a social worker. So at the time I was at LMSW. I would go there, we would talk about their medical conditions, and if they needed anything, I would refer them to different resources. But it really was, honestly, it was, because it was the older generation, it was really them just needing a friend to talk to, because they really didn't have too many visitors. And so I would come weekly, like they would be looking for me. They were like, oh, Danielle, you coming? When you coming? I'm going to have you this, I'm going to have you that. And mind you, I work in rural. My people was always in the rural community, so it wasn't nothing for them to pick pears or pick peaches or pick watermelon and have like a little tote for me to take home. Girl, I picked these pears off this tree, or I picked these plums. Like one of my people, like they lived out, they had a big old pear tree. And so we would have our meeting under the pear tree while they're picking. And like I used to have to help them pick pears and stuff. And so he was like, I'm gonna pay you in these pears. That's all I can do, you to help me pick them. But nonetheless, like it was a great job. And so I was driving from that job, going back to my apartment, and the Lord had told me right on that bridge, he was like, use the money that you have saved to pay off your credit card debts, to pay off all your debts. I was like, wait a minute, now that's supposed to be my house money. And so he was like, no, take the money that you have saved and pay off your debt. Mind you, I had about like $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 saved. And so I was like, okay. So I paid off my credit card debt. I didn't have that much credit card debt. I had like $2,200 worth of credit card debt. And then I had a car note. Like, I really wasn't big into debt, period, going forward. But I had a car note and I had credit card debt. My car note was like about $13,000 with that. And so I was like, okay. So I used the money, paid off my credit card debt, paid off as much as I could with the car. I think it probably was like $3,000 or something like that, $2,000 to $3,000. And so I was like, I paid it off. So lo and behold, 2 weeks later, the woman calls me and says, Danielle, mind you, I done paid off. I ain't got no money saved for the house now because I done paid off stuff. Lo and behold, the woman calls and tells me, Danielle, the house that you want is on the market. And I was like, I ain't got no money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just paid off my credit card debt and blah, blah, this. And so she was like, well, and so like she just talked to me, and I was like, how many days would I have to, how many days would I have to get the money? And she said, we can do a bid and we can ask for 45 days. Y'all, when I tell you I was dead broke. Like, I had spent all the money like God had told me, and I'm questioning him. I'm like, you told me to pay these bills off, and now the house is back on the market. And so, like, I didn't have anybody to call. Like, I didn't have anybody to call to be like, could you loan me this X amount of dollars until for the house? So the woman, she was like, you're gonna need about $5,000 or $6,000. Who got $5,000 or $6,000? And you telling me 45 days? So I was like, okay. So I got home and I prayed about it. And in 45 days, I kid you not, I came up with $5,000. Like, you can't tell me that God isn't real, that God isn't good. I came up with $5,000 within 45 days. I had, what happened? I was working part-time. And so I was working, like, I told God, I said, if you give me, like, I'm not the person that's like want God to just give, just throw something out the sky, boom, there go money. Like, it just appears. Like, I pray and it appears at the whim of a dime. Like, God just put $5,000 in my face. And no, I'm not that person. I told God, I said that if you help me get this, like, at the time, I was like, if you help me with my finances, if you help me on my part-time job, get clients, and you give me the strength to actually work this job, I will save up the money and I will do what, like, I mean, I still pay my tithes. Like, I just told God, I prayed that he helped me. And I had faith. Faith without works is dead. Like, I had faith that he would do it, and I had to, and I was the one that did the work. So I was like, if you give me the strength, if you give me the clients, and you give me the ability to do this, I would do that. And within 45 days, $5,000. Like, my part-time job, when I tell you clients was rolling in, like, at first clients was slow, but during these 45 days, new clients back to back was coming in, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. And soon after that, I want to say about 55 days after, my clients started slowing down. Like, God had provided and I worked. So came up with the whole 45. I came up with $5,000. Like, the other $1,000 that I had needed, my cousin had let me borrow it. And that was that. So that's my whole journey. And within that whole year of 2014, I paid off, I paid off $2,200 worth of credit card debt. I paid off my car during the whole home buying process. I paid off my car of $13,000 plus, and I saved enough money for the house. So about $22,000 in 1 year. Like, that's the power of budgeting. That's the power of not just budgeting, but that's the power of prayer and faith and work. Like, all in 1 year, $22,000+. Okay? And I wasn't, it's now that I think about it, like, I really was gung-ho. I was so strong-headed. So that's my whole journey with the whole budgeting situation and stuff. And I want to encourage you guys, do it. Let's figure out, let's sit down. I'm going to go ahead and jump into now my budget for the next month. And I want to show you guys some things that I'm actually, I probably do like a year over, like sinking funds type things that I know that is coming up, that I know that I need to save money for. But I'm just going to go ahead and jump into my January budget, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, you guys, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump into this budget. I do want to encourage some of you guys that if you are a person of faith, to actually pray before your budget. You work on your budget, because sometimes, like, you can get discouraged by the actual numbers at times. So, that's just a little tidbit of information, especially if you're working with a spouse too as well. So pray that you guys can be on the same page. Pray that your emotions, you're able to control your emotions and everything of that nature. This will be the first budget that I actually budget with a I still have one check left from my old job, and so I have about, I want to say I have about 100. Let me put this up here. Let's see. So the check will come on January the 10th. So my check will come on January the 10th, right? 19. So I have about, I think I have 100. Let me get my calculations up together. So I think I have 104 hours that they need to pay me for. So 104 hours times 36.05. That's how much I was making. So that came out to be $3,749.20 times about 20% for taxes and stuff like that. Yes, they eat us up down here. And so I want to say left over, I should have $2,999.36. So that's what I'm going to do my budget with, is this number right here. So, okay, so that'll be my budget. That'll be the actual number. I do want to go ahead and put this disclaimer out that this is not enough for the whole month worth of bills. So I will have to add from my savings to actually cover the rest of the month. But I want to show you guys like just the structure. Like I said in my old budget video, the structure of your budget is important, you guys. So this will not be enough. So I will have to go into my savings and all of that. But before I actually get into this budget, I do want to write down, let's see, I hope that's not in the frame. Okay. No, it's not. I do want to write down my starting balances for the year. So my starting balance for my student loan, 2019 student loan balance, is, let's see, $29,359.52. So 2019 mortgage balance is $92,794.33. So my goal is to actually have this paid in full by the end of the year. Okay, paid in full by December 2019. So that's my actual goal right here, is to have that paid in full. That's my financial goal, just to have this paid in full in by 2019. Okay, so we'll work on that, and let's go ahead and jump into this budget. Okay, so first up in my budget will be my tithes. I am a faith person, a person of faith. Like, I would not actually put the number right there because it's between me and the Lord. But I'm pretty sure y'all can figure it out how much I will pay. And then you have your offering. So I put 15. I got $15 right there, and then I do a liberal offering of $24. This offering right here is what I give outside of the church. It's not necessarily inside the church. This right here is for inside the church, and this is for inside the church. So the structure of your budget is key. I will always have these three if I get paid. Like, for my further videos, if I'm having to pay out of my savings, I've already paid tithes and offerings on that money. So you will not see this if I'm paying bills strictly out of my savings. Okay. So anytime I earn money, anytime I have income coming in, you will see tithes and offering for sure. Liberal offering, you'll probably see that too as well. So those three things will always be up top. I'm making a monthly budget this time because I'm only going to get paid once. Okay. So I got the liberal offering, I got tithes, I got offering, liberal offering, and then I go down to my food. So food for the month, I'm going to budget for $240. Gas for the month, $200. Blow money, in which I probably will save just to cover some extra expenses. Blow money for the month will be $60. And then after my blow money, I have meds. I do take some meds. And I'm hoping to get off these medications in 2019 because Oh my God, like $64.34. This is medication without insurance. Since I do not actually have an insurance plan yet, I'm just going to pay for my medication out of pocket. And even when I do get insurance, I probably will still pay for the medication out of pocket until I can get off of it. So that will be a 2019 goal, and it's really just honestly, to be honest with you guys, it's really just blood pressure medication and stuff like that. So but it's expensive without insurance, so getting off of meds is another goal of mine. I need to put that on my vision board. So you got the blow money, you got your meds, okay? And then after that, I go into my light bill, my utilities, if y'all want to call it. I'm from the South, old school, we call it light bill. $200. And then after that, I have my mortgage. Well, got a little backed up. My mortgage is $800. And then I have an HOA fee, which is $75. Okay? Y'all following with me? And then after that, I put my water bill. And I put $40 saved for that. Like, I'm paying the necessities, you guys. Like, you see, you can't, like, a lot of time I see people put their bills before they put their food. Like, you cannot put, like, your mortgage. I would never put my mortgage before I actually put my food, because if you don't, what if the money runs out and you done paid your mortgage but you don't have anything to eat? Like, you need food to survive. Like, you need, and all of that. And honestly, I probably could have flipped this around from light bill to mortgage. Honestly, I could have put the mortgage before the light bill, because you would need money for lights. So this is how you really structure your budget, you guys. Never put a bill before you pay your tithes. Tithes need to be, if you're a Christian, tithes should be the first fruit of your income and all of that. So you see where it's going at? The order of your bills is important. So I got light bill, I got mortgage, I got HOA fee, I got water bill, and then my cell phone bill. Which I might end up trying to see about a prepaid cell phone to see if I can get a little bit cheaper than this right here. But I'm gonna look into that this year too as well. I have car insurance as well. I do have full coverage on my car. That's $121.95. And my student loan payment is $800, you guys. I probably could get that reduced, but I'm not sure if I'm going to actually get it reduced until I actually absolutely have to. Okay, and so the $2,000 right here that we're budgeting, $2,993.36, is actually going to stop right here within the student loan payment. Okay, so only $702.52 will come from this right here. So I'm actually going to change pen color so you guys can actually understand. So everything above this line right here, you see this right here, everything above this line is being paid from that check. Okay, because I have enough money in that right there. So get that together. Everything below it and that's written in this color is actually coming out of my savings. So my student loan payment is actually $800. So I will put student loan right here of $97.42 to cover the rest of that. Then I have household goods like toilet tissue, all that other kind of stuff. If in a pinch, if I really did not have money to purchase this stuff, you can always try to find somebody to help you out. And let's see, I do get my nails done. I don't have any hair, so I get my nails done. So I budget about $50 for that. Then gym membership is $10.97. So this is my total January 2019 budget right here. Budgets, okay? So savings, the amount of money that will be taken out of savings for the actual budget will be savings $268.45 right there. So, okay. But I'm not finished, you guys. I have some extra stuff that is actually coming up too as well that I'm planning for. And plus I want to show, like, with budgeting, what I'm going to do this month is I'm going to actually put what is it, the moving forward expenses too as well on the budget. So but before I go to that, so this is the extra stuff, extra, I'm just going to call it extra stuff, and other obligations that I have for the month of January. So starting off, my mom's birthday, I'm going to put Dorothy birthday. Her birthday is on the 23rd. So I'm going to save about $50 for that. And then I have a Sister Circle girls trip. It's just me and my friends. So Sister Circle SC girls trip. I'm going to do about, because we have to pay for a room. No, I'm going to do about $40 for that, okay? So $40 for that trip. I already have some money saved. And then I'm going on a cruise too as well in April. And I have to have it paid for by February the 24th. So I'm going to do a cruise budget of $100. And then I got a miscellaneous. I may have a birthday dinner that I need to go to. So I'm going to do about $25 for that. And so let's see. So yeah. 50, let's see. Okay, so you got the 50, you got the $100, 100. This right here is going to be about, let's see, I didn't do the math for this one, you guys. I really did not do it beforehand. So I'm going to break from that one and let's see how much is this going to be. Let me see. My camera is. Let's see. Let me do the math real quick for this one. 90, 190, 190, 25. So about $215 for this right here. So this is extra stuff. $215 extra. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this out of my savings yet. Hopefully some kind of job comes through or something and I can actually take that money from there. If not, it probably will come out of my savings. Like I said, maybe. You never know. So where I can actually scrape up $215, maybe I can sell some stuff around the house to actually get the money. So like, I'm not opposed to hustling, you guys. Like, I'm not above it, or none whatsoever by any means. So other things that I need to be aware of and keep aware of. Okay, so I have a cruise that, like I said, that I'm taking. And right now the cruise, let's see. Right now I owe $145.21. Okay, so after I take that $100, I only owe $45. Like I said, the money is due on February the 24th. So then I got the cruise coming up. And so let's see. So cruise, let's see, in February, extra stuff I'm going to put on here because, like I said, I already know what's coming up, right? Extra stuff. My nephew has a birthday in February, so I need to save for that. So we got Trey B-Day. I'm going to do about $30 for that. Then I got the rest of the cruise, which would be $45.21. And I'm not sure. Oh, B2K concert tickets. So that's that. This is the extra stuff that would need to be saved in February as well. So I hope you guys actually understood what I'm going through right here and what I'm actually, got going on. But this is my first month budgeting without actually having 2 checks in a month. So y'all bear with me. And if y'all have any questions, please do let me know. And we will go from there, okay? So I shall see you guys on Friday in the next video. If you like it, like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.